Hello Wars Light. I have another video of a PvP guide here, but this time I wanted to help you all out with Black Mage. If you guys have been playing Black Mage at all, I have been playing Black Mage. Is probably my second most played job so far in PvP, and definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. But I'm just gonna go over like things like how the abilities work and how certain situations could help you, pretty much. So for Black Mage, they have fire and ice, or blizzard if you want to say. But these two, so this is pretty much your damage, and what you can do is when you do, let's say fire for instance. Alright, I'll just go over the basic, right? You do fire, you will get this, astral warmth, right? This stacks up to 3 times. So, if I do this up to 3, right? So here's 3, right? And I use a super flare, right? If I do this super flare, what it does, it creates it into a dot. So it will do 3,000 damage over time for, what was that, 12 seconds now? So this is what the fire one does. So what with the Black Mages, so I'll show you the ice one. The difference with the ice one, right, is if you get 3 casts in, and you get it to 3, and use the super flare, it just deep freezes them, and it is a stun for, I think it's 2 or 3 seconds now. It's hard to say because Black Mage has had 3 different, it's been buffed, like super buffed, and then it's been kind of, it's kind of in a good spot now, but if you just started playing Black Mage, you missed the really juicy time of it. But yeah, so that's what Blizzard does. It gives you a stun, and then fire will give you a dot over time. Also, if you, let's say if I do Blizzard again, and I get my 1 stack, right? And then I use Paradox, it turns it into a 3 stack. So you do, what you want to do is you want to use one of these and then use Paradox so you can get the super flare out real quick if you want to stun. Also, the other abilities that they do is we have where you can pretty much teleport to a player, but it gives you swift casts, which allows you to automatically do any spell. You can cast it with no cast time. This is really good for one, because you can do it to like your allies too. Okay, I guess it doesn't do it here, but if you're in match you can. So if you're trying to get out of a situation, anything like that, or if you're going in, so this is the lightning move, burst here. If you are going in to attack, like if you're chasing someone, for instance, or you can go in here and you can use lightning, and lightning will actually give you a defense buff. So it's good for going in, and like if you're chasing someone that's like low health, you want to give off a little buff just in case, or you know, whatever the instance is that you can. The other thing is you can use sleep if they're trying to like get away or whatever. It puts them in the half sleep, and then they fall asleep for 2 seconds. So I always like using this for making pretty much any class. So like some matches, if you try to sleep like to a monk, you know, someone that's going to charge in or whatever, you can take their purify away right away. So I kind of like trying to make them fall asleep, and then they waste that so they can't use it. And then also, so then like you can freeze them pretty much right off the bat, depending which one you're focusing. You can give them the freeze and stun them or whatever. But the only other thing that I could talk about here is the Soul Resonance. This is pretty much your Super Saiyan form, right? So what this does is, one, it gives you a new ability called Foul. But during this time period, you can just cast, and it's all like AoE too. Just so you know, this is like all AoE here. And you can get like the flares going off, or so you can do like, I'm just gonna Blizzard, and then I'm going to do this. Boom, you know, and you can really like freeze people off. This foul one, you want to use this when like when people are kind of low or whatever, because it's a big damage. This 16,000. So, but yeah, this is really good, and you get it pretty fast as Black Mage. I'm pretty surprised how fast you can get it, and you can like pop off. But you do have to remember Black Mage's health, I think, is like one of the lowest for jobs. So you are not tanky at all. You will get like picked off. There's a lot of things. So the thing that I'd also recommend is what I've learned through playing Black Mage is you have to time when should I stun and when should I damage. For me personally, I like to go in with freeze because I like for them to use their purify as much as they can, so they just don't have that stun anymore or whatever. And but then you can switch it over to fire, right, and then blast them, and they use their bubble or whatever that is. So because you do a lot of damage, just so you know. Oh, and then one other thing is if you want to keep attacking, let's say if you're running away and want to keep attacking, you can literally go back from fire and ice on the first one. If you want to keep switching, you're like, yo, I need to run away, but I'm gonna keep casting, right? You can keep doing that. It only does 4,000 damage, just so you know. And if you get to like the second one, this is the second fire, this is 6,000 damage. If you get to the third fire, this is a big one, so like 12,000. So another like good thing that you can do is if you use this, right, and it has flare, it just does 12,000. So you just get big damage with flare and do like crazy amount of damage. And then you can throw this one in there, and like, yeah, it's really, really good. So really good damage. Or like if you want to freeze people, the ice one is also, 12,000. It's just whatever one, you pretty much just pop off. But yeah, so you have to decide when should I put like dots on them to do a little damage over time, when should I do when should I freeze them, stuff like that. So Black Mage is really good for CCing, like probably the best. I'm not 100% sure on there because I haven't played every job, so just don't quote me on that. But I would say it's definitely up there as like the most like CCs you can get out of the characters. You got your sleep, you got your freeze, you can freeze them multiple times. Also, like another thing is maybe you just want a quick freeze on them. You just have to do it once, and you can literally, it's like a 1 second stun. Like you can be really annoying sometimes on somebody and stun them 2 seconds, and it actually scares them, and it might get you, like, depending what rank you are, it might get rid of their purify. So, but yeah, that is pretty much all that I have for Black Mage. Hopefully this guide has helped you out at all. I don't think I have anything else for you guys, so just comment down below, did this help you out at all, or hit the like button or subscribe button. I would definitely appreciate it if you do that. Also, if you want to follow me at twitch.tv/oldish22, if you guys want to come over and talk some Final Fantasy or anime or whatever it is, maybe food, because food's awesome, definitely. But like I said, hopefully this guide helped you out. Hopefully, if you haven't checked out, I did a machinist guide going all over that, and some tips and tricks that you can do over there with machinists. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out and watching the video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Adios.